Hello, and welcome to the Introduction to SalesManager Part 4, Pricing for a Document Conversion Project Continued. This section covers system sales, software, and hardware. My name is Kevin Williams. I am the owner of SRIA Technologies, and I will be your host for today. SalesManager is designed to be a complete cost model, pricing model, and project estimating tool for service bureaus and records management businesses. First off, SRIA is an acronym for Scan, Store, Retrieve, Index, Integrate, and Archive, the 6 base elements of the records management industry. SRIA Technologies is a consulting firm catering to the document and records management industries and service bureaus. The primary goal and purpose of SalesManager is to facilitate a business to ensure that all cost drivers are accounted for during the pricing phase for a project, for both software implementation and document conversion. A cost driver is defined as any product, service, action, activity, or effort that has some cost to your firm attached to it that is required to process and deliver a project to your client. And I would follow that statement up with saying, any cost driver missed during the cost creation phase is a cost not recouped by your firm during the pricing phase. SalesManager is a tool to help provide standardization and repeatability for your sales execution. This in turn provides for a stable foundation and process for training and evaluating your sales staff without having to do everything yourself. Incorporating SalesManager into your sales process can provide new salespeople with intelligent guidance, step-by-step sales processes, and complete lists of company products and services. This enables newly hired sales reps to be productive in weeks versus months. Now let's move to Section 4, System Sales. Here we will review the software and hardware items requested for this project. The basic elements that require pricing when costing out a system implementation project are software components, hardware components, and professional services, including installation and implementation hours and customer training. SalesManager is designed to accommodate all of these categories with multiple subcategories for each. Let's take a quick preview of what happens when we select our hardware and software components. First, we're going to navigate over to the software and hardware implementation and support area. We'll go to Project Analysis, Professional Services, and the Software Implementation and Support screen. The fields for software types, number of seats, and SKU listings mirrors our software sales screen. Next you see the hours per seat field. This is part of the autonomic pricing functionality within SalesManager. Depending on the software product and volume you select, the number of hours for implementation per seat will autofill here. This will give us our total number of hours of implementation per software type. Then we have the annual support cost. The system works the same for this. Depending on the type and volume of software, the cost of goods per annual support unit will be displayed and calculated. Part of the setup and configuration for software and hardware pricing will be hours per unit for installation and implementation, designations and hours per unit for training, and cost of goods per unit for the annual support. These autonomic pricing services ensure that these costs will never be overlooked or forgotten about. Let's head back to the software sales area. In this version of SalesManager, software is broken out by function. As you see here, the categories are very basic. Capture software, electronic document management software, optical character recognition software, and etc. Within each software function is the selection for the software type. As you see in the Capture drop-down list, we have options from various vendors: DataCap, Digitech, and Kofax. I will select the Digitech Paperflow Capture product. Next, we will select the number of seats or licenses. If I enter the number 5, you see that the SKU or the stock keeping unit is displayed. The SKUs are part of the lists and fields setup. This is another area that would be customized for your business. A SKU is defined as a unique identifier for each distinct product and service that can be purchased in business. SalesManager is designed to deliver pricing from a SKU-based format. This means that all items for sale, which includes all products and services, will have a specific SKU assigned. This means each product and service will have a specific unit definition and associated cost per unit. For this example, you will see the SKU identifying each item by volume of number of seats. You see, if I increase this number to 22, the SKU changes and the cost of goods per unit will reflect accordingly in the pricing section of SalesManager. SalesManager is intended to eliminate ad hoc pricing. Pricing will be based upon your required markup, margin, or per unit price. SalesManager also has an option for a discount button if requested. Discounts can be applied to the project as a whole or to individual units. A discount can also be customized to a commission rate button as well. In videos 1 through 3, we started pricing a document conversion project. Our example project is scanning and indexing for records from the county clerk's office. We have deeds from 16mm roll film and deeds indexes from sewn bound books. The scanning and indexing portion of the project is defined as the backfile project. But what about the day forward document management? The clerk's office has requested a document management system to handle all new documents coming into their office. They would like desktop scanners for each worker to capture documents at the point of receipt. Additionally, they have requested 2 high-volume scan stations for the incoming mail to be scanned in the mailroom. For document access, they need an electronic document management system utilizing an intelligent document workflow with access for about 50 users. So let's cost out this system that the customer has requested. We will zero these numbers and start from scratch. We will begin with the software. First off, we need to price software for 10 desktop scan stations. We will select the Digitech PV capture modules and 10 units. For the high volume scan stations, we will select Digitech Paperflow and 2 units. We will need an optical character recognition module, or OCR, for each scan station. So we will select Digitech's OCR flow and 12 units. We will also need a quality control module, or QC, for each scan station. So we will select Digitech's QC flow and 12 units. For the workflow module, we will select Digitech's PVE workflow and 1 unit. And for the electronic document management system for 50 users, we will select Digitech's PaperVision Enterprise and 50 units. This takes care of the software. Now for the hardware. We need 10 desktop scanners, so let's select Canon's DR-M160 and 10 of these. And we need 2 high volume scanners, so we'll go to Production and we will select Canon's X10C and 2 units. Now we need the physical workstations themselves. Under Workstations and Scanner, we will find Dell options. I will select the 9010 and 12 units. And now for monitors. The customer prefers the large flat screens, so we will select the 24-inch widescreens. And because they require a dual monitor environment, we will select 24 units here to match the workstation configurations with 2 monitors per. We are done with identifying the software and hardware necessary for this project. Let's move now to the training requirements. In this configuration of SalesManager, we have established the designated training unit types and the hours per unit for pricing purposes. You see here we have established 3 training unit designations: administrators at 8 hours of training per, trainers or train the trainers at 4 hours of training per, and users at 2 hours of training per. However, we can also build in a maximum minimum to ensure that a minimum number of training seats is included. Let's say that in this example, the customer has requested for the desktop capture software 1 admin, 2 trainers, and 10 users. You will see the total number of hours per software type accumulates, and then the total hours for software will accumulate here at the bottom that transfers to our professional services pricing area that we will address in a later video. For the Paperflow software, the same format: 1 admin, 2 trainers, and 10 users. For the OCR, 1 and 2 and 10. And then for the QC, 1, 2, and 10. For workflow, we will do the same: 1, 2, and 10. For a module such as workflow that may be more complex, we can establish independent requirements for these needs. For the electronic document management software, we will do 1 admin and 2 trainers, and then 50 users. This now gives us our total number of training hours for the software. Now let's take a look at hardware training. For the desktop and production scanners, we will have 1 admin, 2 trainers, and 10 users, the same profile as for the software, and 1, 2, and 10. We will assume no training necessary for the workstations. Now that we are done selecting the software and hardware, let's head back over to the software and hardware implementation and support screen and see what has changed. Project analysis, professional services, and software implementation and support. We see that for each software item selected, there is a total number of hours for implementation calculation. With this, these professional services will never be forgotten about or overlooked. It has been said at times a salesperson will deliberately leave out some of these services to help reduce the price for the project. Additionally, you see that the annual support cost for each item has been autonomically generated. Just as with installation, implementation, and training, these costs will not be overlooked. We will review the professional services pricing in great depth in a following video. This concludes the Part 4 for the Introduction to SalesManager. Please see Part 5 for sales steps 5 and 6, dealing with storage and special services. SalesManager is best included into a business management solution that includes Memoran for automated proposals and Be Productive systems for FDA and DoD compliant hosted conversion production management tools. And I thank you for your time.